Ngayon po ay ipapakita ko sa inyo itong bagong DepEd Memorandum na DepEd Memorandum number 14 Series 2021. So nilabas po ito noong March 26, kahapon lang po ng Friday, at ang title po ng ating memorandum na ito ay Interim Guidelines on the Preparation, Submission and Checking of School Forms for the School Year 2020-2021. So mapapansin natin na nagpalabas po ng memorandum ang ating pong Department of Education tungkol po sa mga school forms. So ano po ba yung mga gagawin natin ngayon pong taon na meron po tayong pandemic? So bago po yan, huwag pong kalimutan na mag-subscribe at i-click po yung notification bell sa baba para maging updated kayo sa mga susunod na video. So basahin po natin at isa-isahin natin ang nasabing memorandum na ito about sa school forms na gagamitin natin ngayong 2020 at 2021. So number 1 dito, in line with consistent with the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan. So nasabi po yan sa DepEd Order number 12 Series 2020 last year nung magsimula po ang ating school year. The Department of Education issues the interim guidelines on the preparation, submission, and checking of school forms for this school year. The issuance amends certain provisions of DepEd Order number 4 noong 2014 at 58 noong 2017 to reflect the requirements of distance learning modalities in school forms, as well as to ensure the collection of necessary data for evidence decision-making for school year 2021. So ito po yung pinaka-target ng memorandum na ito, is to to ensure the collection of necessary data for evidence-based decision-making. So in this regard, the following amendments are adopted in the submission, checking, and of school forms. So meron na po dito. So letter A sa number 2 natin ay preparation of submission of school forms. So nandito na po yung dati, yung ating pong SF1. So yung ating school registry. So hindi nyo na po kailangan maging code kasi meron naman tayong nada-download or downloadable forms sa ating pong LIS. So pwede po kayo mag-download ng inyong pong school form. Make sure na it is updated and correct po. And additional data elements for learning modality shall be added in the existing SF1. So sa SF1 natin, nakalagay po kung modular printed or modular distance learning o ano ba yung klaseng distance learning ang ating pong ini-implement sa school. So na meron pong nakalagay doon. The learning modality shall be updated whenever the learner shifts from one learning modality to another. So kung naglipat po yung bata, simula sa modular, naging siyang online, so kailangan naka-update po doon. Pwede naman pong i-edit po yon. So school form to, yung pangalawa, ito yung mga school form natin, attendance. So dati po meron tayong daily attendance na nilalagyan natin kapag wala yun o nandyan yung bata. So dito po makikita natin kung ano yung pagkakaiba. So during pandemic time, given the temporary suspension of face-to-face learning with the implementation of different learning modalities, teachers or advisors may choose an applicable learner attendance conversion tool. So attached wherein as annex to. Dito po sa memorandum na ito, meron pong nakalagay na LACT or Learner Attendance Conversion Tool. Mamaya papakita natin. Dito baba na lang natin. Titingnan natin yung Annex 2. That can be considered in checking the learner's attendance. The chosen norm of attendance checking should be explained to parents. So, kailangan naka-explain sa parents kung paano natin i-check yung attendance ng bata. Kasi baka po hindi nila alam at i-question kayo. So SF2 that are already prepared by a teacher for the first 2 quarters should be adopted without any further modification. The adoption of the LAC-T is only applicable and should be only used for the 3rd and 4th quarters. So ulitin po natin, yung LAC-T, ito po yung LAC-T, it can be used or should only be used for the 3rd and 4th quarters. Ayan. So, LAC-T, tingnan natin mamaya. Similarly, the adoption of any LAC-T for the 3rd and 4th quarters, teachers are highly encouraged to exercise due consideration of the reach out to the learner. A learner can only be considered a dropout or no longer participating learning activities if he or she or their parents voluntarily withdraw from schooling and incurs absences for more than 20% of the prescribed class or laboratory periods during the school year or the semester according to DEPED number 8. So, the equivalent to 7 weeks of non-attendance on online classes or non-submission of module activity sheet without any communication, contact effort is being made by the learners or parent guardian with the teacher. So, marami po nito yung hindi na kumukuha ng module. So, note that the contact communication effort may vary depending on the distance learning modality that may include but are not limited to electronic communication. So, meron po tayong iba't iba, pwedeng phone calls. So, depende na po yan. Reporting cutoff date for enrollment count is as October 9, 2020. So, pangatlo, School Form 3 or SF3. So, yung nauna, 1, 2, at meron din tayong 3. If the school is releasing books and other learning materials to the learners, SF3 may be used. This form can also be utilized to record distribution and retrieval of learning modules in using SF3 for the recording and monitoring of modules. The title of the book shall be replaced with an appropriate reference code with or the title of the module issues distributed. So, meron pong SF1, 2, 3. Then, School Form 4 or the SF4 Monthly Report of Learner Movement and Attendance. So, ito naman po ay Consolidated Report of School Form 2 and adjustment are as follows. Instead of monthly submission to the district, the school form shall only be submitted quarterly. So, quarterly na lang po ang pag-submit ng SF4. Replace the column for dropout with no longer participating in learning activities. So, ipapalitan natin yung dropout, gagawin natin NLPA. So, kapag meron po kayong bata, hindi po siya dropout. It is no longer participating in learning activities. So, yan po ang sa SF4. Yan po yung pagbabago. School Form or the SF8 Basic Health and Nutrition Profile. So, ito naman po ang mga titingnan natin. Parents or guardians may administer the actual measuring of height and weight in height or the body mass index of the learner. For parents or guardians who have limited resources or ability to make actual measurement, they may seek the assistance of the barangay, health worker, and other health professionals. Updating of SF8 through the LIS facility is highly encouraged for elementary grade levels but not mandatory except for the learner recipient for any program promoting health and nutrition tulad po ng school-based feeding program. School Form 9 or the SF9, the progress report indicate the bottom part, each column learning modality be adapted. So, kailangan po nakalagay ito. Please refer the sample illustration. The character traits, core values portion are not required to be accomplished. Nakalagay po dito. Hindi mo naman po kasi hindi naman natin nakikita or na-observe yung bata every day. Hindi po katulad noon. So, school form 10 shall be prepared at the end of the school year. At the end. So, letter B, checking of school forms. To minimize physical contact between individuals, thereby to reduce the possibility of COVID-19 transmission. So, kung pag-check po ng mga forms na ito ay tawag dyan, ma-compromise ang ating pong health issues or health concern. So, kailangan ma-minimize po ito. Ito po yung dapat gawin. The division level checking of school forms, which is conducted by the Division Checking Committee as stipulated and DEPED Order Number 11, 2018, the annual checking of school forms shall only be done at the school level. So, gagawin lang po ito by the School Checking Committee. The school level checking may be conducted through online, pwedeng online or on-site, provided that the health safety protocols are being observed. The result of this initiated by the school checking is deemed final and can be used by the school to complete the submission in LIS. The department shall issue further instruction in accomplishing school form 5 or the SF5 report on promotion, the summarized report, the SF6, the adjustment made which shall be posted and can be accessed through the learner information system. So, makikita natin yung LIS, sa LIS ang mga ito. Then, this memorandum shall be applicable only for school year 2020 and 2021 only unless otherwise extended. So, yan po ang tungkol dito sa ating pong bagong memorandum. So, ulitin po natin ang mga kailangan i-prepare. So, SF1 can be downloaded. Kailangan may learning modality. SF2, kailangan natin makita yung LACT. SF3, kung nagbibigay po kayo ng mga books. SF4, quarterly ang submission. Nutrition profile. SF9, progress report card. SF10, and sa school lang po gagawin ang checking. So, tingnan natin yung mga annex. Ito yung enclosure number or SF1. So, ito po yun. Meron natin tayo nito. SF2. So, ganito po siya. Halos the same lang. Learner attendance conversion tool. And so, tingnan natin yung pagkakaiba. Meron naman po. So, wala naman siyang pagbabago kung paano shall be explained. School form 3, school form 4, yung dati rin, form 9. Okay, ito po, annex 2 siya, sorry. So, ito po yung ating learner attendance conversion tool. So, dito po, pipili kayo ng inyo pong conversion tool. So, gagawa po ako ng isa pang video nito para maipakita ko siya ng husto sa kung paano pumili ng ating LACT. So, yan lamang po. Maraming salamat. Huwag kalimutan na mag-subscribe sa aking channel at i-click po yung notification bell para maging updated kayo sa mga susunod na video. Gagawan ko po ng video yung LACT para makita natin kung paano tayo pumili. So, maraming salamat po. Yan po ang ating DEPED Memorandum number 14 series of 2021.